Welcome back to Keep It Real Boxing. This is Cypher Box. So, Keith Thurman has vacated the WBC title, according to Mauricio Suleiman. It has been reported, and the WBC have now ordered Danny Garcia versus Shawn Porter to fight for the vacant WBC belt at welterweight. As you know, Keith Thurman, he's had a number of problems with injuries over the last year or so. After the Dan Garcia fight, he had a serious elbow injury. We kept him out for a year. He was due to come back on May 19th of this year. That fight and that date had been postponed due to the fact that he'd, had a hand injury now recently. So that's a new injury he's had. Look, what do I think about this? I think it's the right thing. I'm kind of glad he stepped out of the way. I think, he was holding two belts, the WBC and the WBA belt, and it's holding up the division, basically, waiting on Keith Thurman to come back to the ring and start competing again. It is also reported that Keith Thurman he's more of a champion in recess in a sense, because when he is ready to return, he'll be given the opportunity to win back his WBC title when he's ready to return, that is. So he's probably more of a champion in recess sort of situation going on here. But I think, I'm kind of glad he's decided to drop the belt and allow the other contenders, the top contenders in the division, to start competing for that belt, and then go on and fight other champions like Errol Spence Jr. and the winner of Crawford and Jeff Horn. The welterweight division, there's plenty of great matchups in there, and if one guy's sitting on the sideline due to injuries and holding two belts at the same time, it makes it quite difficult for us to potentially see maybe an undisputed champion later on this year, or the early parts of 2019. But Keith Thurman is still holding on to his Super WBA title at welterweight. He hasn't given that up. He's only given up the WBC belt. But end of the day, wish Keith Thurman a speedy recovery. But he quite clearly is having problems with injuries, and he's had to step out of the way. What do I think about Garcia versus Shawn Porter? Well, you saw how they stepped into the ring, a few months ago. They really got up in each other's face. I think this will be a real competitive fight between the two fighters. There's definitely a bit of beef there, and I look forward to see how that build-up looks. Whether Angel Garcia will be able to be vocal in that, I don't know. But it definitely, they definitely hyped the fight really well that night when Shawn Porter stepped into the ring. So it's a great matchup, and we've got other potential fights that potentially can happen down the line in the welterweight division, and it's looking good. So unfortunately Keith Thurman won't be in the mix at the moment because of his injuries, but there are plenty of other champions out there, top fighters and contenders in the welterweight division, to keep us entertained. Let me know what you think of Keith Thurman stepping out of the way and dropping his WBC belt. As always, guys, like, share and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cypher Box reminding you to keep it real.